sing, listen, gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao. Sing, listen, keep love within the mind, discard suffering, dukh parhar, push suffering away, sukh kar le jaye, bring pleasure, peace, happiness into your home. So the why is very clear. When we follow this technique, suffering will go and peace will return home. Notice the word kar here. It's not saying bring peace to you. It says return peace back to your home. Dukh parhar sukh kar le jaye. Bring that back to you, back to your home. The sukh belongs home. That means that within you, you are the home of peace. We all think that life is difficult, life is suffering. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying that actually suffering is something that you've brought into you. Sukh is something that belongs to you. You are the home of peace. Suffering, dukh, is a byproduct of our unconscious living. It's the consequence of us not living within our home. So we've covered the how do we listen. We listen by us being the listener to ourselves. The why is because that will remove suffering and bring pleasure back home. Now the question, what? Guruji spends 4 pauris telling you to listen, but within these pauris, he doesn't say what you're supposed to listen to. What are we listening to? But he's already answered that. In pauri number 5, after dukh parhar sukh kar le jaye, Guruji has says, Gurmukh nadang. Listen to the Guru's instruction and you will find nad, that presence, that vibration within you. And listen to the Guru's instruction and he will explain what that nad is. He will give you the understanding of that nad. Gurmukh nadang, Gurmukh vedang. He won't just leave you with this nad, he'll explain it to you. He'll give you gyan, ved, knowledge. Gurmukh vedang. And Gurmukh, through the Guru's instruction, you will learn that what this nad is the same nad that is rahya samaye, that is in you and in everything. It goes back to the ik. So Guru has already told us what to listen to. When we go within ourselves, what are we listening to? We're listening to the presence of our own self. We're listening to our aliveness, our nad. Gurmukh nadang. The Guru is showing us nad. But how do we know this nad? Because we're listening to the Guru. The Guru is showing us this nad. So when you go into yourself, what you listen to is not actually that important. It's where it takes you. It takes you back into yourself. We're talking about 3 things. Listening. How do we listen? We have to listen within ourselves. Why do we listen? To get rid of suffering. What are we listening to? We're listening to the nad of our own self. Our nad. What do we mean by nad? That when the mind stops talking for a moment, the thing that is listening to the mind, that's what we're finding. The one that is listening to the mind, that is what our meditation is getting us to. This is why when we do mantra jap, it's very important. Right at the beginning, we say, don't let your mind go somewhere else and your mantra go somewhere else. Bring them in sync. The mind has to be reciting that. Then what do we say? Drop expectations of the mind. Because even if the mind is saying what the words are saying, the mind is still hoping for something. There's still some desire somewhere. Drop those. Just listen. Just be present in what you're saying. Complete and utter awareness of just the mantra as it's coming out of your mouth, going into your ears. Just be present in that mantra. Then you drop the one who is sitting there still saying, I hope something happens. You drop the person doing the mantra jap and just sit within presence. Because even if you drop the mind, if you drop the ego, you're not into a void. There's still something there. There's still a someone there. There's still a man, little me, waving in the background saying, I'm still here. That I am is the one that what we're going to focus on in Sunya. That is your nad. The I am that doesn't belong to you, but it's just there. The light bulb in the house is aware of its own light. Yeah? Going back to that bricks and fortress analogy that we started all those weeks ago. The light becomes aware of its own light. Not what it's shining on, not what it's thinking about, not what it's talking about, not what it holds on to, but just that the fact that it is on. This is why Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that ego is the problem, but ego is also the solution. Haume dirag roga hai. It is a chronic disease, but the solution, the medicine is daru bi ismai. The medicine is also there. Because we're not getting rid of the ego and left with nothing. We dropped the thing that says I am, that this is me. That's all we're dropping. But there is something there that can't be dropped. That can't be denied. The aliveness is there. The association with the aliveness is what we're dropping. The mind saying, you know, that little bit of jyot inside you, that's me. That's my soul. That's I am. That's not you. That's Paramatma. Yeah? So the what we're listening to is something very critical here. And what will be the benefit of doing all of this hard work? Pauri number 6. Mat vich ratan jawahar manik je ik gur ki sikh suni. If you listen to this instruction, if you listen to this gur ki sikh, the Guru's teaching, everything turns into diamonds and jewels and rubies. But you have to do this. You cannot ignore this, otherwise you get stuck at this pauri. You will never begin pauri number 8. We've understood everything so far, but if we don't do this, if we don't, within our meditation, focus on the one doing the meditation, not what we're saying. This is why Guru Granth Sahib Ji has thousands of different mantras. Tu hi, har har, vaheguru, vaho vaho. Bani isn't focused on which particular mantra. It's focused on where that mantra is going to take you. Gurmukh Nadan. This is why Japji Sahib is so complicated. We think Japji Sahib is the introduction to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. It's not. Japji Sahib is the root on what the whole Guru Granth Sahib is standing on. If Guru Granth Sahib Ji is a tree, it's standing on the root of Japji Sahib. That's why Japji Sahib is where all the deep information is. Then you spend the rest of Guru Granth Sahib Ji trying to understand what Japji Sahib is trying to say. That's why it's deep. Don't be afraid of it. It is deep. Yeah? They say, as tall as a tree is, that's how tall the roots are underground. What you see with a tree is only half the tree. The other half that you don't see is just as big. Imagine such big trees in the world. That's only half the tree. The other half is what you don't see underground. That's what Japji Sahib is. There are so many layers to Japji Sahib, so many depths of what it's saying. Yeah? Don't think that this is the deepest that Japji Sahib goes. This is not the deepest. So, Mat vich ratan jawahar manik je ik gur ki sikh suni. If we listen to this, this is the outcome.